If you have to finish strong, you got to start strong. If your house have to stand the storms, you got to dig the foundation deeper. You don't wait for the storms to come and start building. And you don't start building in ignorance that storms will come. Oh my God. You know, Jesus is the leader that I will follow him. It doesn't matter what people can say about him because of his wisdom. This man says, don't build on the sand. Don't dig a shallow foundation. Don't stop digging until you get into the stone. Because your bricks or your stones must be attached to the stone. It may not be stormy now, but storms will come. You don't want to go outside and start strengthening your house when the storms come. You must build a house that will last when the storms come, so that when the storms comes, you run into your house, not out of your house, because you know that a stone is put upon another stone. We may be in a corporate environment here, but it's an individual walk. Hallelujah. It's an individual walk. It's for me. That is why Paul says, work your own salvation with tremble. And your own. We have wasted so much energy trying to correct other people's salvation and neglected our own salvation. Work your own with tremble. I say work your own. You are married to your wife, but work your own. It's a personal journey in a corporate environment. Can two go together unless they agree? Because going to the same direction does not mean we are going to the same place. In the beginning, the earth was without form. Genesis is detailing this. John is summarizing it. Because in John is trying to reveal that the one who was at work in the Genesis is the Word, and the Word is Christ. Hallelujah. But Genesis beginning is dissecting it properly. He says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, meaning his abode and our abode, his dwelling place and our dwelling place. Your future will be shaped by what you say. Say when, not in the midst of it, but in the beginning of it. Earth was void, meaning it was empty. It had nothing, and it needed a word to fill the void. What will make my year and your year to be different at the end of it is what we will say in the beginning of it. When you look at it and say it does not look promising, you will have an end of this year without any promise and hope because of what you have said in the beginning. Because in the beginning the earth is formless, it's void. So it takes shape from your words. So what you say in the beginning may determine what it shall be at the... Oh God, am I talking to myself here? You must train your tongue to be creative like your Creator. My God, my God. We must get our faith right more than getting our facts right. Can this be your prayer this year? And say, Lord, I have all the facts right, but I want to faith. Just like the father of the son who was falling both in water and in fire. Jesus Christ's first check was his faith. I can heal your son, but let's check your faith. Because sometimes you need somebody else's faith when yours is down. That is why it's important who surrounds you. You are not just created to be just beautiful and be blonde. You are created to be creative. Whatever you say, it shall be so. Job says you shall decree a thing and it shall be established. The word established means it shall be created because it is not yet existing. If you want a powerful and beautiful year, decorate it. Whew. If you you want a beautiful hair, God didn't waste his decorative words. When the air was void, he said, like an artisan in the piece of an empty paper. He switches first what? The lights. He switches the lights on first so that he can start drawing from where and what he can see. You didn't catch that? He didn't first create anything. He first by saying, let there be light. Because you can do nothing in darkness. This man says, I'm about to do a mystery, a masterpiece here, but before I do anything, let there be light. So that anything that I will draw in this beautiful paper called earth is done under the guidance of light. You will never understand my tears until you know where I'm coming from. You will never appreciate my glory until you know my story. The reason why it's so easy to criticize people and name call people is because we've never been where they were. When they cry in the presence of God, you don't understand why. Because you've never been where. That baby is not just pushing for the sake of pushing. She has overgrown the space. But now for her to live on earth, every part of her body must function well. Pushing with the head, strengthening the skull, positioning the brain. Shoulders are coming out after the head came first, which tells me that there is nothing that can happen in this year until your head comes first. When your head comes first, it talks about what? I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you give your bodies as a living sacrifice, but by the transforming and renewing. Because your body follows your head. So if your head is transformed first, the body has no choice but to align itself with what is in the head. Let's stand on our feet and give Jesus